Hi, I'm Jeremy Littlejohn. I'm the Chief Analyst at RISC Networks. So the biggest failure that we see or that we hear about when we talk to customers and when we talk to analysts such as Gartner or 451 Group is that no one planned for the network. No one understood the impact that either migrating a data center application from one data center, or migrating an application from one data center to another, or migrating an application or a group of workloads from a data center to a cloud would have on the network. They knew there would be an impact, but they didn't take the time to evaluate that impact, understand and properly plan for that impact. So that's really the biggest one. Getting the workloads to function is not that hard. It's something that people know how to do. That's their core competency. But making sure that all of the supporting services, the network, things like name services and those things that they didn't realize they were using are available, that's a big gotcha. So that's the number one thing we see people struggle with. So not planning obviously impacts you as you go in. I think one of the biggest issues that it also introduces is you don't have a benchmark. So for one thing, we didn't plan when we went in, so we're kind of scrambling. We're not sure if we're not having success, whether that success or that lack thereof is an issue of the cloud provider, whether it's our telecom provider, whether it's our own application, right? What is that issue? Because we didn't plan to make sure that we know the network will function and support what we're migrating. The other issue is typically within that planning phase, you're going to do a lot of benchmarking on the actual workloads and applications themselves. So if you don't have that benchmark, how do you compare against what you're getting out of the cloud? So these are the big issues. So if you didn't plan, you don't have that. Planning then obviously is the solution, right? A data-driven plan that you collect information, you analyze that information, and you use that analysis to not only validate your assumptions about what you can support, but also as a fallback, if you're not having success, to be able to troubleshoot. So the first thing to do is understand your current network, right? Because the network you have for cloud will be different than the network you have today. And understanding how your network today is functioning, where you can get cost savings, optimization, performance increases on your current environment is step one. That's one of the things that RISC Networks specializes in. But then what you need to do is as you migrate into a cloud environment, your network's going to change. Traffic flows that once went from a remote branch to your data center now are either going to go from the remote branch to the cloud provider. Maybe they backhaul through your main data center. There are decisions that you're going to have to make. What RISC Networks platform allows you to do is to model those different decisions. To say, I want to see if we kept the traffic local, how does that look, versus, hey, now we want to backhaul it. And you can see what those impacts will have on your environment. Then what you're able to do is look at the cost of that. So it may be less expensive and it may be a better cost-effective model to have that traffic leave the local site versus backhaul and those types of things. Today, CIOs, IT managers, network directors, they may have some of that data, but they don't typically have it in a format that allows them to answer those questions. And so that's what our platform does. It's specifically built to help them answer questions around those scenarios.